Tell me, what's all this commotion about?
It's the Denton and Sasquatch Show.
This place is half talk show, half weird daycare. I love it.
Reports of strong interference with radio.
Here we go.
Hello and welcome once again to the Denton and Sasquatch Show. Not your normal show, but a very fired up show. My name is Sasquatch, and on the other end of the line, my buddy Denton. What's going on, pal?
Ask me that in a second.
All right, before we go any further, I have to give a disclaimer.
The following program contains language and scenes that some viewers might find objectionable. Discretion in viewing is advised.
So there you go. You've been warned. This is going to be a show that has bad language in it. So if you have kids listening, send them in the other room or wait till they're not around because there's going to be a lot of swearing.
Today, treat us like you would treat liberal newscasters. Now, you can ask me how I'm doing in a minute. First, right now, I want to get something out of the way. If you have any comments, complaints, anything you want to say to us, you can contact us through dentonandsasshow@gmail.com. If you don't want to go there, you can go to prepperforums.net. That's where we hang out to talk about the end of the world and how to prepare for it. That's prepperforums.net. Just log in. If you have a complaint about anything there, you can contact either one of us, and we're a couple of super moderators there, and we'll take care of any problem you have. Now, if you don't want to go there because, well, you're just more into guns and not too worried about the end of the world, you can see me at taurusarmed.net. That's taurusarmed.net. We talk about guns, pistols, rifles. We'll talk about anything you want to talk about. You can even talk about politics, but you have to click a little button saying you want to go into the political section. You can go in there. I'm not a moderator there, so if you get in trouble, don't blame me. Now, ask me how I'm doing again.
How you doing there, Denton?
Pissed off.
That makes two of us.
I was at the house. I was at work, and Sasquatch knows this already, but for the listeners, I was at work and I was doing absolutely nothing because I didn't have a job, and I'm reading the news on my phone, and I come across a CNN, and if that doesn't piss you off, I don't know what will. I come across a counterfeit news network article about the whole shithole thing. And I texted Sasquatch and I said, we've got to make a podcast tonight. If not, I'm going to blow up. So here we are.
The end of the world. Clutch your pearls. Get me a couch to faint on.
It's not the end of the world. It's just that if I didn't have a way of getting this off my chest, I was going to blow up.
No, I mean for the Democrats. They're all acting like this is the end of the world.
Oh, yeah.
Just because Trump used the word shithole.
No, please, no.
A derogatory comment directed at shithole nations. I mean, basically, that's what it boils down to. How many of us out there hasn't referred to those countries as third world shitters? I never say shithole. Third world shitters.
I have referred to California as a third world country or a shithole at times, so
well,
I'm not offended.
Well, look here. The first article I want to go over, and I didn't copy paste the guy's name. Sasquatch he taught me how to use Apache's Windows something or other, Open Office Writer, where I could copy paste this stuff. I don't have to have all these windows open. It makes it a lot easier. I forgot to copy the guy's name who wrote this crap. But the title is, if you want to find it, African Countries Demand Trump Apology.
Of course they do.
They always do. They demand apology and more money. The African Union, a group representing the continent's countries, issued a blistering statement demanding that President Donald Trump retract and apologize for comments referring to African nations as shitholes. Hold your breath, pal. The African Union wishes to express its infuriation, disappointment, and outrage over the unfortunate comment made by Mr. Donald Trump, President of the United States of America. You know, they say Mr. Donald Trump, President of the United States. They don't say President Donald J. Trump. They make it sound like, okay, his name's Mr. Trump, And somehow he became president of the United States of America. That pisses me off right there.
Well, because they're allowed to disrespect him, but he can't disrespect them. You know,
that's the way it works.
Typical liberal thinking.
Yeah. Which remarks dishonor the celebrated American creed and respect for diversity and human dignity, the African Union mission to the United States said in a blistering statement. Okay, well, that's interesting. Those remarks dishonor the celebrated American creed and respect for diversity and human dignity. Hey, Sass, would you by chance know the celebrated American creed?
Yeah, we used to sing it in school all the time. It's we the Americans love Africa, and Africa is great. We love Africa, and we will never call it a shithole. That's what we used to sing in school.
I hate your school.
No, actually, you know what? I had never heard of that before, the American creed, until we were talking about it earlier, and I looked it up, and I found it online, and believe it or not, there's an American creed. Let me just read it for you. I believe in the United States of America as a government of the people, by the people, for the people, whose just powers are derived from the consent of the governed, a democracy in a republic, a sovereign nation of many sovereign states, a perfect union, one and inseparable, established upon those principles of freedom, equality, justice, and humanity for those which American patriots sacrifice their lives and fortunes. I therefore believe it is my duty to my country to love it, to support its Constitution, to obey its laws, to respect its flag, and to defend against all enemies.
Okay, I didn't hear Africa mentioned anywhere in there.
I did not, but what I did notice is a bunch of stuff the liberals just say they are not going to do. You know, kind of like disrespecting the flag by kneeling. Let's see, what's this about a sovereign country we are? We got what?
They're sovereign states, by the way.
And sovereign states, so they're anybody that's a sanctuary state's going against this creed. I mean, there's all sorts of things in here that they just don't think they should do.
Well, they're liberals. They don't like the Constitution, nor do they like the flag, so why would they respect any of that? But somehow the African Union mission got hold of, they didn't get hold of it, or else they might have read it, but they heard we had a creed, and they said it goes against the celebrated American creed.
Yeah,
no, it doesn't.
I didn't hear anything in there or anything about shithole countries.
Not a bit. Condemning the comments in the strongest of terms, the group demanded a retraction of the comments as well as an apology, not only to the Africans, but to all people of African descent around the globe. Really? Okay, hold on now. Back that little apple cart up a little bit. Ben Carson doesn't want, nor does he need, an apology. Ben Carson is an American. He's a successful American, as are many African descent Americans. So why are these people in third world shitholes demanding that President Donald J. Trump apologize to Ben Carson? No, it doesn't work that way. And who are you? I'll get into it in a minute. I want to finish this a little bit, then we can get into it. African anger about Trump's comments made during a White House meeting on immigration could impact U.S. companies doing business in one of the world's fastest-growing regions and complicate the Pentagon's counterterrorism efforts and security cooperations on the continent, diplomats and analysts said. Of course they did, because they're part of the establishment. The U.S. has about a little over 6,000 forces in America. Well, not yet. Right now, we're not that bad yet, but 6,000 forces in Africa in about 53 different countries where they focus, pay attention here, they focus on countering extremist groups and illicit activity, as well as peacekeeping, humanitarian aid, and disaster response.
All of which cost us money.
Yeah, it costs us money in countries that cannot do this for themselves. That makes them third world what?
Shithole countries.
Many of those troops are based at a U.S. base in the U.S. Excuse me, what the heck? What am I talking about? Based at a U.S. base in the East African country of Djibouti. By the way, I always wanted, when I was in Air Force Reserve, I wanted to go to Djibouti. So when somebody said, when I came back, hey, where you been? Well, I was all up in Djibouti. The U.S. military also carries out training and advisory missions in other African countries, with hundreds of troops performing that mission in Niger and Somalia. We all know about Somalia. We heard about Black Hawk Down. We also heard of Little Somalia in Minnesota. That is a thriving, bustling metropolis. That's the technical capital of the United States. That's where all of the doctors and lawyers and businessmen came. Wait a minute. No. That is a third world, what?
Shithole country.
In our own country that we imported. And by the way, in Djibouti, the people I know who have been to Djibouti, they will tell you that you will see, if you take a civilian bus around in Djibouti, you will see dead human bodies on the side of the road. Dead human bodies.
Probably along with goats.
Maybe. But does that sound like anything less than a what?
Shithole country.
It doesn't sound anything less than a shithole country to me.
Let me try that again. Shithole country. No.
So now these people are going to sit there and demand that Donald J. Trump, our president, retract his statements and apologize for his statements. Well, hold on now. You can either apologize for them or retract them. All right. Now, if I retract them, they're no longer there. I'm not apologizing for Jack. And also on top of this, if I'm not mistaken, didn't President Trump say he didn't say that?
He did.
He said he used strong words, but he didn't use those words. Could it be that the Democrats that were in that little meeting decided they were going to use third world shithole countries statement
Very possible.
to summarize what he said?
Very possible.
I think so as well. But now, if I was Donald J. Trump, I would own it. I would.
Well, I would
okay,
too. I would too, and maybe he did use the word shithole and country, but maybe it was taken out of context. You can never tell with these people because it's always, well, sources say this. It's like, well, we don't know if he actually said that or not.
No, but what we do know is there are a lot of people against him, and they'll do anything they can do to get him out of the presidency. But if I were him, I would say, I said it, that's right. Every American out there who thinks like me, which is there's a lot of us out there, has said it. Like I said, I don't ever say third world shithole country. I say third world shitter. And that sums it up. And then I say to the African Union Mission, prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. How are you going to sit there and say you're not a third world shithole country when we have our forces there to try to help you out, and our people, our taxpayers, pay money into the system, which turns around and pays it to you because you can't even take care of yourself?
Hey, I just thought of something. Aren't the liberals always telling us that they're entitled to their opinions and that their opinions should be respected even if they're different than everybody else's?
Yeah.
Well, why shouldn't Trump's be respected if they're different than anybody else or different than theirs?
Because, when Obama says that we're those who cling to our guns and our Bibles, he's being condescending. That's okay because he's a liberal president. But when Trump says that, well, then he's been a condescending bastard on the right. Or he's not even right. He's a populist. But still, they don't like him.
Well,
it depends on who you are.
I think Trump was just promoting diversity, if you ask me.
How's that?
Well, because he's saying we've got enough from the shithole countries. Let's get some other type of people in here, make the country diverse like the liberals are always asking for.
Yeah, what was that, Norway that he wanted to bring some folks in from?
Yeah, he did. He used he used Norway as an example, but I think he only used that because didn't he just have a meeting with the Prime Minister of Norway or something like that?
He did last week, yeah, so it's fresh on his mind.
Yes.
So he's saying, why are we keeping on bringing all these people in that don't do a thing for the country except for bring us down?
Well, and you know
Why don't we bring some people over that has some skill? This is not, and this you're supposed to remind me later, but we need some people with some technical skills if we need anybody at all. But we don't need any more unskilled, uneducated, nothing people to come over here. We've already got those people.
Well, and I've heard a lot of arguments today on these newscasts and stuff of people saying, oh, well, these shithole countries he's speaking of, there's doctors that come out of there, and there's entrepreneurs, and they produce all kinds of so-and-so people. And to me, it's like, okay, if that's what you really believe, well, then you agree with President Trump that we need a merit system so those people have a chance to come over here. Because they're screaming and yelling that, oh, this merit system is racist. Well, that's what you just said. They said there's a bunch of doctors and entrepreneurs over there. Well, a merit system would give them an equal chance to come here.
I saw you say that on prepperformance.net in a thread there, and I'm thinking, I want to see somebody try to argue against that. Well, that can't be defeated. That was perfect.
Yeah, that's what I thought of. I thought it's exactly their argument is falling in on itself because it's exactly what they are arguing for.
Now, okay, if that's the case, okay, let's say there's some doctors in Somalia. Okay, we're not talking about descendants of somebody coming from Somalia who go to school to become a doctor once their parents bring them or they're birthed and then they grow up. That doesn't count. I'm not talking about those people. I'm talking about the people who come from Somalia. What's the ratio to doctors to uneducated twits coming over here from Somalia?
Well, okay. You know what? That just made me think of something. You've heard of the organization Doctors Without Borders, right?
Oh, yeah.
And what are those people? Those are doctors from America. I think there's some Spaniards, some European doctors and stuff. And they go to these countries that are basically shithole countries. And that's what they're talking about. So any country that has Doctors Without Borders is a shithole country.
Oh, yeah.
Basically, because they don't have doctors there. They need to import doctors to come take care of their people.
I dare say there's probably one doctor per, let's just throw a crazy number, 200,000 people in Somalia. Okay, indigenous doctors. I'm not talking about doctors from other places. Okay, so even if we did import a doctor from Somalia, we've got a lot more doctors in Somalia. We're doing Somalia a disservice, wouldn't you think?
Yeah, that's very true because they need all the doctors they can get.
Yeah, so enough of this crap. Okay, those places are shithole countries. They need the smart people they got. We don't need to bring them over here. And we don't need to bring the people who are uneducated, unskilled, totally incapable of assimilating here. We don't need them. We've got people coming out of high school that are totally inadequate and unassimilatable.
Hey, let's send them to the shithole countries.
Hey, maybe they can help the place get better. Now, I'd like to move on to another one here. Sure. This is also from CNN. CNN's Don Lemon declares the president is racist, and people of color warned you after Trump's shithole country's insult. Can you believe this? Don Lemon. CNN's Don Lemon let rip on President Trump on Thursday night. What kind of writing is this? This is what's passing as a reporting here. CNN's Don Lemon let rip on President Donald Trump on Thursday night. I guess he farted on him. What else? That sounds like he farted on him. After a report claimed he referred to Haiti, El Salvador, and African nations as shithole countries. Now, he did not. He didn't refer to Haiti and El Salvador as shithole countries. He referred to African countries. So they're lumping all this together.
Well, they can't keep their lies straight.
No, they can't. Lemon, who just last month was himself attacked by Trump on Twitter, see now, why was he attacked by Trump? They say just last month he was, what they would like to have said, he was viciously attacked by the evil Trump. But Trump, as always, was responding to Lemon. Okay. He opened Thursday's CNN Tonight. The president of the United States is a racist.
Yeah, I saw that.
What kind of reporting is this? That's an editorial. That's editorialism right there. That's not reporting. That's not objective journalism. These people should be fired. You want to be an editorialist? Go write a column somewhere. Anyway, he says, those comments are frankly disgusting, Lemon continued. No, guess what, Lemon? Your lifestyle's disgusting. That's me editorializing. Okay, you see how this works, you idiot? They're not shocking, not even really surprising, because this is who Donald J. Trump is. This is what he thinks. He's a racist because he understands that African countries who, what are they going to import? Or, excuse me, what are they going to export? Uneducated people? Ethnic division and ethnic cleansing? Dictatorships? Tin-horn dictatorships, whatever that is. At that. What is Africa going to export? Diamonds? They're blood diamonds. What does that mean to you people? They have resources they don't know how to get. China is moving into Africa and is in the process of raping Africa. Why? Because the people there are ignorant and their leadership are willing to sell them out for money for the resources. The people aren't getting any better, but it's not our job to bring them over here still. The news anchor addressed Trump supporters who he says blindly support President's oppressive, bigoted, and even racist views and makes excuses for his conduct. Lemon says, this is for anyone who may be taken aback by my comments. I don't really care if you are. I hope you are. Really, Lemon? I'm not taken aback. You're an idiot. I'm never surprised when idiots talk. Matter of fact, I wish you people wouldn't talk. When I say you people, to clarify, I'm talking about idiots.
I'd be surprised if he actually said something meaningful.
Maybe somebody will tell us if he does.
Or true.
Nobody's ever going to tell us that.
Well, he did say something true when that guy caught him undercover saying that the Russia story was a nothing burger. So I'll give him that.
Okay. That was accidental. He goes on to say, for years, I and others have been trying to tell you, the American people, that this man has been exhibiting bigoted behavior. I've asked him about it a number of times, and he denied, but kept up the racist rhetoric throughout the campaign and now while he's in the White House. In other words, Mr. President, or I'll speak for him the way he really would speak if he could. Mr. President, are you racist? No. And I'll speak for Trump as if he really could say what he wants to say. No, faggot, idiot, I'm not. Quit trying to paint me that way because you're just showing yourself as being a moron. Now, every time
Trump would say, I'm the most unracist person. It's going to be great. I'm unracist. I'm the most unracist there's ever been.
Trust me. Believe me. Now, but Trump doesn't. He says things that aren't racist, but he says things that they can throw together to make it sound racist. Meanwhile, look what he's done as he built his empire. Who did he hire? He hired women. He hired minority people. He hired whoever could do the job. He doesn't care about your sex. He doesn't care about your color. He cares about your ability to do something. And that makes these people mad.
Yeah, and everything he does and says, they take out of context and twist it around and use half-truths to make it to forward their agenda. So nothing different here.
Nothing at all. Now, Mr. President, I want to get to my last point here before we go free for all.
Wait a second. Are you done with the CNN stuff?
Oh, I think I am. Yes,
okay.
Yes.
Okay, because I had a little something from CNN that I wanted to talk about. Now, remember when
we're just picking on CNN, aren't we?
Of course we are. They deserve it. Now, remember when you were a kid and, if you used bad language when you were a kid, you'd probably get smacked upside your head, right?
I can barely remember when I was a kid.
All right, but anyway, when you're a kid, you use bad language, you'd get in trouble. But if there were ever a reason you could use bad language, you would take it to like the 10th degree because it was your chance to say something bad, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's CNN. Because on a normal broadcast, you're not supposed to use the word shithole. Normally, we don't when we're use the word shit when we're doing our podcast.
Well, we kind of do.
Every once in a while it may slip out, but I mean, there's no rules about it for our podcast. But they took the opportunity to say the word shit. So and they were giddy about it. They just loved saying it. They loved being able to say it. So actually,
like children.
Yeah, like children. They got a gift from Trump today. But anyway, what I did, and I was almost nauseated doing this, is I went on YouTube and found all the clips of them saying the word shithole. And I put them together in a little montage, and I'd like to play it for you.
I want to hear it.
All right. Well,
I don't, but I do.
Here we go.
Why are we having all these people from shithole countries come here? Because you might learn that people from some of those shithole countries are from shithole countries. Shitholes. You're shitholes. Do you shitholes? Shitholes.
They're going to find a lot of people from shithole countries.
Shithole countries.
Shitholes. Shithole countries.
Right.
Shithole country. Shithole. Breaking news word that the president today referred to African nations and Haiti as shithole countries. Shithole.
Shithouse like Africa.
If Barack Obama had said that.
Shithole.
They were the shithole people.
Shithole country. The shithole.
S-hole countries. I won't say it, but you get the point.
And there you go. I put a little fun music behind it, and that is the CNN hosts just having a ball saying the word shithole.
Well, they are totally aware of the fact they're not covered by the FCC.
Yeah,
they're covered by corporate rules, but not the FCC.
Yeah, well, and I'm sure their corporate called down right away and said, "Oh, you can say it all you want for this one."
Oh, no doubt, because the president said that allegedly. Again, allegedly, the president said this.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's disgusting. They're just running with a big fat who gives a rip burger. I just made a new burger.
Hey, real quick, if before you go on to your next one, I found a website that has just a number of people. A lot of people were saying, "Oh, it's vulgar what Trump said. It's very unbecoming of a president or a politician to speak that way." Well, I found a website that talks about all the times that plenty of presidents have. I'll just run over a few real quick. 2010, Barack Obama said he wanted to know where the BP oil spill came from so he knows who's ass to kick. Joe Biden telling Obama when the Obamacare got passed that this is a big fucking deal. I'll save that one for later. John Kerry, presidential candidate at the time, what did he say? Oh, did I expect George Bush to F it up as bad as he did?
You realize the last time the F-bomb was dropped, you didn't F it up. You
didn't bleep it out?
No, you didn't bleep it out. Sorry.
There's a bunch of them here. Jimmy Carter did. Oh, here, Rahm Emanuel, that guy. He actually told Tony Blair, the Prime Minister of Great Britain, not to F up his meeting at the White House. I mean, can you imagine a little crap weasel like Rahm Emanuel telling the Prime Minister not to F up his meeting?
Yeah, I can believe that. He is an arrogant piece of...
Well, yeah, he is. And then, of course, they also have... he also said F the UAW, so there you go. Bill and Hillary were noted as dropping F-bombs all the time around the White House. And then I wanted to save this one for last. Donald Trump. So... they act like this is the first time he's ever said anything. We knew what we were getting when we voted the guy in office. In 2011, Donald Trump, the real estate mogul and potential presidential candidate, gave a profanity-laced speech to the Republican supporters in Las Vegas on Thursday night. He said, they, OPEC, want to go in and raise the price of oil because we have nobody in Washington that sits back and says, you're not going to raise the effing price. You understand me? He said, and when it came to Iraq, Trump said, we build a school, we build a road, they blow it up. They blow up the school, they blow up the road. We build another school, we build another road, they blow them up. We build again. In the meantime, we can't get an effing school built in Brooklyn. So, it's really not out of his character. I mean, all he said was shithole. Big deal.
Tim Murray, our quality control manager for Denton and Sasquatch, he was in Iraq, and he was explaining just how much of a shithole Iraq is and how much work that they put in to try to make it unshitholy, but how they would come behind them and do that. They would turn it back. They would lay in water pipes and everything and try to get them running water and all this kind of stuff. The indigenous population would dig down, try to tap into the water lines so that they could make money off of what we did by washing cars.
Who cares about the drinking water? We're going to just put a hole in that pipe and let the dirt in there, but we're going to get water out so that we can wash cars. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, not surprising.
Now, this is the last thing I want to rant about, and I left this one for last because you expect something from Don Lemon, and, well, of course, you're going to expect something from the African shithole countries, not liking to be called out on their shitholio-ness. Okay. The 10-horn dictators don't like being called 10-horn dictators, but hey, what are they going to do? They're continuing to take our money. That's what they're going to do. Now, if you're not a shithole country, then you don't need our money. Everybody calls Trump bad for calling you a shithole country. You are saying we're not a shithole country. Therefore, you don't need our money. Hey, I just saved us a lot of money.
Yeah, that could, you know what? That's what they should have done. You know what? We're not going to accept your money anymore because you think we're shithole countries. I would have respected that.
I'm going to email Donald J. Trump, President of the United States, with that idea. That'll save us money. We can put this in the infrastructure or something like that. But anyway, again, I think this is from CNN too. Paul Ryan says Trump's slur against African countries is unfortunate, unhelpful.
Well, Paul Ryan's an idiot.
Yes, he is.
Well, and I say that because now he's going to get attacked by the left saying, you weren't strong enough and didn't strongly condemn Trump for using those words. You just said that it was unfortunate, and that's not enough, you racist.
Well, he hasn't been attacked yet. They're happy anybody that's a Republican will not stand with Trump.
Oh, they'll get around to it.
Well, I hope. Whatever it takes to just attack Paul Ryan, I'm happy. But anyway, he says, House Speaker Paul Ryan on Friday called President Trump's comments on immigration unhelpful in his first public reaction to news that Trump referred to African nations as, you guessed it, shithole countries. Paul Ryan says, I read those comments later last night. The first thing that came to my mind was very unfortunate, unhelpful. The Wisconsin Republican said at Wiz Politics luncheon in Milwaukee. Ryan recalled his own family history of immigrating to the United States from Ireland. He said, so I see this as a thing to celebrate, he said, and I think it's a big part of our strength. Ryan specifically highlighted Haiti as a sign of that strength and highlighted friends in Janesville, Wisconsin, who are doctors and come from Africa. Okay, I like they almost make it sound like they don't know where Haiti is. Haiti is Hispaniola. Okay, it's in the Caribbean. Speaking of which, I got a buddy at work who is from the other half of Hispaniola. It's called Dominican Republic. It's not the perfect place to go either. But my buddy, he's been here for decades, but still he never really get the English language. He's kind of like me. The English language is not his best language. It's just that at least he has an excuse. It's not his first language. But when he gets excited, the word criminal, to him, criminal and Haitian are interchangeable.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, that stupid Haitian. He just stole some, just, I wonder why it is that my friend thinks that the word Haitian and the word criminal are interchangeable. Okay.
Well, living so close, I'm sure he has firsthand knowledge.
Yes, he does. Listen, Ryan recalled his own family history of immigrating to the U.S. from Ireland. What does Ireland have in common with us? Never mind. Now, this is where I'm about to bash my ancestry, but back then when they were coming here, okay, they understood the notion of ethics, morals, and principles. Okay, we had a shared common culture of some sort. I mean, Ireland, England, Scotland, they weren't buddies necessarily, but they did share some cultural understanding of right and wrong. Uh-huh. So Ryan is not talking as if if he had said he was talking about his family immigrating from a shithole country. I would almost listen to him, but then again, I would say, well, Ryan, your parents, when they came here, did they bring any skills we need? Or did they just come here with a handout and then you went to school on somebody else's handout and somehow you became Speaker of the House? But regardless, so I see this as a thing to celebrate. You see a thing to celebrate of people coming to this country with no shared values, no shared sense of morality, no skills, coming from third world shitholes. Elsewise, they wouldn't be coming here, you moron. And then Trump says, why can't we get some people from Norway? Norway. Those people have some education. They have a standard of education. They probably have skills. And they probably want to come here to get away from the Muslim flooding they're experiencing right now. Okay, we should bring in the Norse people and the Swedes and all the rest of them.
The Swedish bikini team, at least.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. But now let's go back to Ireland. Ireland is now very socialistic. Okay, they rely heavily on England for money. England could reasonably look at them and say, you're a third world shithole.
They probably do.
Yeah.
I hear that the Irish and the English don't like each other too much.
I don't think so. But you know what? You made your bed. You went down this path of socialism instead of doing like we did. The shining city on the hill doesn't mean you have to come here. It doesn't mean you have to leave your place and flock here. We're just a shining city on the hill. Look at us, emulate us. Well, at least emulate how we were set up to begin with. Hey. And hopefully you'll do it better than we did.
Speaking of being the shiny city on the hill, didn't you have something about the Statue of Liberty you wanted to jump into?
Yeah, I'm kind of ill about that too. Somebody come and get that piece of crap. Okay. Somebody was on, I think it was tarsarm.net, and he's a really good guy. He's more left-wing than I am, but then again, Rush Limbaugh is too. He was pointing out the new Colossus poem and the Statue of Liberty and all that kind of crap. Give us your poor, your tired, your huddled masses, those of y'all who have no training whatsoever. Just give everybody who's worth nothing and bring them here and we'll just take them in. What the hell? Basically. What people don't understand is back then, when we were taking people in that had basic training, basic skills, we were able to take them in and employ them in building the nation.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
That's when we had a lot of manufacturing here. Now it's all over in China.
Yeah, we needed all these high-rise buildings built. We need roads built. We needed railroads built. You don't have to have a master's degree in anything to do these things. Some foreman can teach you how to run a spatula, get you going to just lay bricks and how to pound some spikes into the rail system, okay? Nowadays, we really don't need that. We don't have the ability to take in hundreds and thousands of people who are totally unskilled, do not speak the language, don't understand our culture, and assimilate, or at least employ you until you can finally assimilate. That's not possible anymore.
No, because now they want to work at McDonald's and make $25 an hour.
We already have indigenous people who want the same thing. We don't need competition from other countries, people.
Well, and we're putting in kiosks and robots anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah. So we should be exporting our people. That's wrong. I'm sorry. But yeah, but my point stands. We don't need anybody else coming to this country to do things that is going to be robotics anyway. We still have people like, for example, in my hometown. There are people in the center of town who are eating because I pay taxes. They're in a house because I pay taxes. They're in cars because they sell drugs. Okay. Why are these people not employed somewhere? You know, Elvis Presley, his family moved from one place in Mississippi up to Tupelo or wherever. Went from Tupelo, Mississippi to Memphis because the father was had to move to get a job. People don't do that anymore because the government pays you to sit still and take money for nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Why should anybody get a job? Why would anybody in the right mind move a state away for a job when they can sit right where they're at and the government pays for it? Look here, if we can afford to do this with our own people, destroy families by doing this, because it does destroy families, we don't need anybody else to come in here, so we can do that with them too.
Yeah, we're destroying our own families. Dang it.
Yeah. So destroy the what was that stupid thing called? That green lady out there in the water?
Oh, the Statue of Liberty?
Thank you. The statue. Knock it down and put it on a barge and take it back to France and say, thanks, it's yours now. You can put it up there on your coastline and say, okay, all you Muslims, you see this? That means it's a green light for you guys. Come on in. Give us your tired, huddled masses. I want to cut off our heads.
We'll dump it on the beach in France, and they'll all come out and think it's the end of Planet of the Apes. No! No, you did it! You blew it up!
Oh, okay. Well, you know what? That's it. That's all I've got. This has been very cathartic for me.
Me too. I almost feel better about it.
Do we have any funny news?
I don't have any funny news, but I do have a clip of President Obama dropping some F-bombs and swearing. You want to hear that?
No.
Well, too bad. Here it is.
Shit's getting way too complicated for me. You ain't my bitch, nigga. Buy your own damn fries. Now, you know that guy ain't shit. Sorry-ass motherfucker got nothing on me, right? Nothing. There are white folks, and then there are ignorant motherfuckers like you.
Get him some effing fries.
That was great. Thanks. Now I get to listen to Obama cuss. Hey, I just want to remind everybody that this is Friday evening. You're probably listening to it not now because we're making it now. And well, actually, it's Saturday morning, isn't it? Dang, it's 12:25 Central right now.
For you, it is. It's still Friday here. It's like time travel.
Oh. Yeah, time travel. Hey, all right, you can throw it into ludicrous speed and catch up with me. Sunday evening, we will be making a podcast with Command Sergeant Major Tommy Amison. He's going to be running against Martha Roby, who is a rhino from my district area of Alabama for the House of Representatives. Okay? So you're going to want to listen to this. Now remember, even if you don't live here in this district, you want to listen to it because we no longer live in a constitutional republic. This is a democracy. That is to say that what those retards in D.C. decide, it affects everybody. Okay? That being the case, listen to our people just like we have to listen to, well, for example, we've got to listen to Pelosi. Because she's not just dangerous for you, she's dangerous for the entire country. We need more people who are not dangerous but will be helpful to our country. And I believe that Tommy Amison is one of those guys.
I sincerely apologize that you have to listen to Pelosi.
Oh, she's at the point where it's kind of funny to listen to her. I mean, she slurs more than I do.
Yeah, they want to talk about Trump having dementia and being crazy. Have they listened to Pelosi?
She ought to have been gone long ago. I mean, how can they say anything? Because Robert KKK Byrd stayed up there, and man, he sounded like exactly what he was. Dust ancient. Anyway, anything to add?
No, I think we pretty much railed against the shithole countries.
Well, you know what? Considering everything that we're looking at, and I don't really see it getting too awful much better, I believe that we are in fact doomed. So what should we do?
Do not drink any of the water from a shithole country.
Good night, everybody.